I was really thrilled to see that their relationship had taken a journey which I think is incredibly natural and believable and real for most people. And that is that if you don't keep working hard at keeping your relationship alive, it just kind of drifts. And we all know people who are in that situation, and we see it happening to people all around us. And for me, that was a really honest approach to the second movie. Instead of saying they got married and now they're very happy and everything's perfect in their life, it really made me realize that Nia was prepared to go back to seeing herself as she was, in the first movie, when she was working in the restaurant, and it really made me aware that she was prepared to go back and say, this is the real world, this is a real family, and these are the real issues that they have. So I also knew that there was a lot of comedy there. Wherever there's drama, then there's comedy as well. Gus is a hilarious character, and Michael Constantine is just such a wonderful, wonderful actor to work with. I love every single minute that he's on set. And I love sitting with him when he's off set and just kind of talking to him and catching up. I think for me, and I'm sure for a lot of people, he reminds them of their grandparents. And that's a really interesting relationship, because I think grandparents are fortunate enough to have a relationship with their grandchildren which isn't as stressful as parents and children. They can, the joke is that grandparents always have the good times with their grandchildren, then they can hand them back again and carry on with their life and things. So I think people have always looked at Gus and thought, he reminds me of my grandfather. I think it's fair to say, that those guys went on a journey before. It was a very low-budget movie. I think it's fair to say that it wasn't expected to be a huge, huge kind of breakout hit. And they worked very hard and they worked very quickly, and I'm sure they worked on a very low budget on the first movie. And I think during experiences like that, you really gel as a group of people. I know a lot of the actors have kept in touch and they still see each other on a regular basis. So for them to be reunited 15 years later and to walk onto sets like Zorba's, I can tell is very, very strange for them, but it's also really kind of beautiful and magical. One of the reasons why the first movie was so successful is that everyone can relate to the idea of family. So when you sit down, whether you are a teenager or whether you're in your 20s, 30s, 40s, 80s, or 90s, you can relate to the themes within the movie. And I think what a lot of people still enjoy is going to the theater with their parents or their grandparents or their children and sharing an experience that they can then go home and talk about and enjoy together.